Hi guys, today in this video you might realise it's a bit of a different setup, and the reason for that is because I'm starting a new weekly kind of series. Well, it's not really a series, but well, it is. What I'm doing is I'm making a rubber band ball, and I'm going to be doing weekly or every other weekly instalments showing my progress. And what I'm going to do in this video is show you the first steps towards it. So, what I'm going to be doing is, the bands over here are going to be used to start it off. And basically they'll just be made into a small ball. Then, I'll be using these slightly smaller rubber bands. In fact, I'll bring the camera over here. So, I'll be starting off with these, quite thick. Then, I'll be moving to these. They're like loom band kind of shape. Then to these, a bit bigger. Bit bigger. Bit bigger. Slowly getting much bigger until I get to these massive ones. Now, I will need more elastic bands than this, but yeah. But also, in between all of these steps, I'll be using these ones, just to, like, when I need to fill up a space or something. What I've done today is I've started I'll be doing two things. I won't be doing updates on this, but, well, I will, but in the videos with the larger one. And what it is it's loom bands. And I started off with 2 loom bands, and I've just carried on wrapping them around. And this will be going at the same time as I'm doing the giant one. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over to my desk, bring a few of these with me, and I will start the giant rubber band ball. So, I really couldn't be bothered to move all this stuff off my desk and bring all this stuff in there, so I'm keeping it like this in this room. So that's why I can see a bit of brown rug down here. So, I've watched a few tutorials on YouTube about how to start them, and I've actually I started making a tiny little one out of loom bands, and that went quite well. It started today, but I'm not going to be using this. I'm going to be using proper elastic bands to make a real elastic band ball. So, to start, I believe we have to use 1 or 2 of these small thick ones, or another thick elastic band. Just going to find another one in here. There's got to be another one. Nope. Okay, so I think I'll just have to make do with these. So I believe I just turn this into twice as thick as it already is, and then just place a loom band around it. No, not a loom band, one of these. I don't know. I'm. If you're looking for a tutorial on how to do this, I might make one in the future once I actually, have it down and know how to do it. This video is kind of just a getting started, trying to figure out how to do it kind of thing, and hopefully making a small elastic band ball. I will be adding a time lapse later, just so that you don't get bored to death. So, I think I only needed one of those. I'm going to start to wrap elastic bands around this. And again, I'm doubling them up just so that they are tight enough to fit around this tiny little thing. In fact, I might just bring the camera in a bit closer. Very close. I hope that camera view is okay. So, actually I'm just going to bring it around this way. There we go. So, I'm going to carry on wrapping elastic bands around. Now, I'm sorry if the camera angles in all my videos are a bit bad. It's only because I have a camera, a Canon camera, but I don't have a tripod. Now, once I do get a tripod, I'd be able to film, but I use iMovie for all of my editing, and I kind of just can't be bothered to take all the things across every time I make a video. Well, I could, but it's just a bit tricky. And yeah. But I think the iPad is okay for now. It's just easy, simple. So if that stays on. There. So what I'm doing is I'm just doubling them up around my fingers. Then placing them over each other. I will be adding a time lapse after I've got these first few done. Oh no. So this will be uploaded every week, and I might include maybe a time lapse every week of me, what I've done during that week. I might include, don't know, say in the comments what you guys would like, because I'm a bit lost as to exactly what to do in these weekly videos. I suppose I could summarise, you know, what's gone wrong, because I'm sure there will be a few things that go wrong, what's happened, show you how big the ball has got, things like that. But yeah, so as you can see, starting to build a very small ball shape here. Just to compare, this is like a sphere there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a few more on, then I'm going to time lapse the rest of this. And again, the time lapses on my iPad are really fast, and I can't control how fast they go in iMovie, so sorry if it is really fast. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the camera angle, and I will carry on with the rest of this. So unfortunately, as you might have just seen from that extremely short time lapse, I'm having lots of trouble putting these on. Every 5 or so I put on, they'll just immediately pop off again. And the reason for that is because these bands, if you can see, are very shiny and slippery, and they just slip right off of the ball, which is quite annoying because I can't start it off. So what I'm going to do is, to start it off, I'm going to use some other elastic bands, some of the coloured ones, not loom bands, because they're not, well, they are elastic bands, but you know, they're not real elastic bands in a way. So what I'm going to use the rest of these coloured ones. Oh yeah, I've still got the clock here from the time lapse. Yeah, that time lapse was something like 10-15 minutes, and I've just made no progress. So it looks like it's already working a bit better. Everyone who does these elastic band balls, they all start with the kind of, you know, the standard kind of elastic bands. And I can now understand exactly why they do that, which I wish I knew a bit earlier in this. So yeah, just putting that out there. Use the right bands. Yeah, so as you can see, still jumping off a bit, but these are working a lot better. Yeah. So I'm going to carry on with the time lapse. I might use the coloured ones, I might use some more of these, but yeah. I'll carry on doing the time lapse until I get to a ball about this big or bigger, then I will carry on with the video. So it's about an hour later, and I've had so much trouble doing this. My hands are literally red, and it has now got to the point where it's a tiny bit bigger than this one. This took about half an hour to get to that big. This has taken about like an hour and a half to get to this big. And basically these are way too slippy to use. So I recommend that if you are doing this, then you use proper elastic bands, like these ones. So I'm going to carry on making this a bit bigger, and I will be back next week, hopefully with a bigger ball and a few time lapses. So thank you for watching part 1 of the giant rubber band ball series. I hope you watch the rest of them. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to see more of this series, more content like my 3D printing videos, Rubik's Cube stuff, then be sure to like and subscribe. See ya!